But anyway, let's get going, actually, because we've got to get down to business. 55 have not got that long. They've only got about an hour to get this done. So here we are, my friends. On the red team, we have the French... go when ready. We have on the red team the French Worms. We have Goku, Kill, Azaz, Zeolith, and Esprit. Going up against rank 55 Dragons, Zan, Draza, Misha, Frey, and Boyce. Going to be a bindo very shortly, actually, on the blue team in the brand new push game mode. Final preparations are underway. We've got a couple of different builds being played here, actually. No Necromancer on the blue team. That might change when a bindo drops in, though. Actually, we've got Boyce on the Soul Beast for now. Zan on the Scrapper. Draza on the Willbender. Misha on support chrono. It's a double support. I have heard about this. This is fairly common. With the Tempest from Frey. On the red team, it's Goku on Core Warrior, kind of on a hybrid kind of support damage warrior build here, I believe. Yeah, with a Heretic Amulet. Kill on support Chronomancer. Wait, do we have a kind of, is this a, yeah, we have a support Vindicator as well. And we have this DPS Spellbreaker coming through here, actually, with Discipline. So full DPS Spellbreaker. And then a Spree on Necromancer. Here we go. Let's get down to business here. Like, this is going to be an absolute insane team fight. Right, going for a Spree immediately, wanting to take out that Necromancer. He's surviving pretty well so far, though. Bear in mind, the amount of healing on the red team is absolutely massive. You've got to bear that in mind, guys. And actually, it's going to be Frey, the Tempest, from the blue team, who is going to go down first there. Wait, did the HP bars of the red team even move? I'm not totally sure if it did. And Goku now starting up the push. Blue team being driven away. I like what blue are doing here, red are doing here, by the way. Worms, they are pushing away rank 55. Boyce trying to get in there to contest, to deny the movement here. He succeeds in doing that. Will, of course, be able to stall the warrior, basically for the end of time. There's the warrior, not really going to be doing too much damage. Actually, having said that, that Heretic Amulet actually shoves the Soul Beast away entirely. Not so much a support warrior, very much that hybrid from Goku. And so far, we just don't see enough damage from 55 able to push through. Another massive team fight is going to be starting now, and I think that Necromancer is going to be the target once again. Yeah, Esprit getting pummeled for the time being, but the support is pretty insane, actually. They cannot kill him. The Necromancer lives to fight another day. Both Draza and Zan not able to push through. Boyce in a little bit of trouble. Also, Draza very, very low here as well. The support from the Tempest and the Chronomancer is good, but it's not going to be good enough. Boyce is going to get fallen over. He gets stomped instantaneously. The damage from red team blasting away right now in an outnumbered situation for rank 55 Dragons. Misha's going to fall as well. Red team continuing to cleave. This is an unstoppable team fighting composition here from the red team. The French cannot be stopped as of right now. Frey and Draza both downstate. Going on to the point there to contest it, forcing them to be executed. Of course, this is actually very powerful on push. If you get bled off to the side, it is really, really bad. Dying on node here is definitely good, so the enemy team has to kill you so you can kind of regroup a little bit more easily. And that's what it's going to be. I think 55 going to go for one last attempt at a hold here. This is a best of 5, by the way, guys. So we've got plenty of matches. I do like what Worms are doing. They're making sure they have players ahead of their objective to make sure that they're able to just delay their opponents from getting in here so they can get a little bit more pushing done before they actually have to stop the node and have that contest at the same time. Okay, 55 are going for it one last time. They want to take out this Chronomancer. Kill in a little bit of trouble. Does have his Signet of Illusions coming up soon. Kiting very well. Support from the Vindicators coming through. But Kill is going to go down. Is there a war banner from Goku? There is not, actually. Boyce is in the downstate. Can they actually rally Kill? I think they actually can. They do. They rally the Chronomancer. Chronomancer needs to hold on for a little bit longer, though. Can't quite sustain enough just yet, but the healing, I think it's barely going to be enough. Goku going for that node is going to continue that push. And Misha gets on point to contest. Boyce now back in the mix as well. Draza now in a little bit of trouble here as well. Very, very low HP. Doesn't have renewed focus either. And this team fight comp from the French, it's unbeatable. The team fight is actually a little bit too much. This is the tech here, the Spellbreaker, just doing so much damage, I think, in these fights, combined with the Necromancer. The Necromancer removing all of the boons, providing that pressure, enabling this Spellbreaker just to do insane DPS, playing Hammer Greatsword, by the way. I think this match is a foregone conclusion. The War Banner from Goku lands. It stomps out Draza. And blue team, I think, is all but kind of calling saying GG at this point. Zan getting cleaved out over here as well. Frey got nothing left. Boyce, I think, kind of just waiting for the game to end so he could get out of this game and get Abindo into that matchup. And I think the red team are going to have this. They're pushing all the way over there. French Worms about to finish this game just barely. 55 trying to hold on as best as they possibly can on the node, cleaving it out. But look at these health bars. What is going on here? There is absolutely no damage connecting onto the red team whatsoever, and French Worms win. Okay, guys. So, yeah, I guess we could do some introductions. We're obviously getting into this very, very quickly. This is a best of 5 show match between 55 and the French Worms here. We've got a bit of cash on the line. I've got 250 Mystic Coins for each of the winners, and also 500 Ectos for each of the winners, alongside a little bonus infusion as well. Very exciting stuff there, guys. So, if you want more prizes, send that over now. All prizes will probably go to the second place, the runner-up, actually. I think that will be pretty cool. Right now, we've got winner takes all, but it'll be fun if the teams both get something for providing some content. But yeah, that's some pretty crazy French teamfight technology. Like, the amount of might uptime they had there was completely ridiculous. Like, perma 25 might uptime. The warrior, you know, really putting in the work there with that, you know, for great justice, like spamming out all of the might. Same with the Chronomancer as well. And of course, the Strength Warrior, right? Strength Warrior just has that might uptime, delivers some insane DPS. Then with the Necromancer to enable it, it's pretty big. We do have Abindo now moving in. So Boyce was subbing in for the first game. Abindo is now into the mix. I do like the Necromancer here. It makes a lot of sense in my mind. You want to have that boon removal, and that could certainly change things here. For 55, well, of Corruption being in play there with Suffer and Euro Weaklings, not too much of a surprise. Frey going to break out the Vindicator. It does appear to be that build that it's a bit of a French specialty, but very powerful here, because it just has that infinite output, like infinite support that it can really bring to the table, in addition to all of like the buffing capabilities that it does have. Here you can see, you've got the Avatar Amulet. We're the Dolyak here. Kill. Also going to be playing the Chronomancer, and then, of course, Goku on that Heretics Warrior. It's got some damage there with the Longbow and the Axe Warhorn, but it also has the healing power, some of that support capacity, utilizing the Tactics trait line as well. But also with the Strength trait line here, we've got Defense, Strength, and Tactics. This is a core warrior, guys. This is not a Berserker or a Spellbreaker. Let's see if 55 can turn this around. What is their target going to be? Looks like, again, they are going to be going for the Chronomancer, I think. But I was able to kind of slip away there fairly easily. A Spree. Also under a little bit of pressure here as well. Wants to stay on the point. Wants to get that contest. But I think this fight is definitely a little bit more even now that we have this Necromancer shutting down the offensive potential of the French Worms a little bit more. Let's see who's going to be able to secure that kill. And I do think the reload from Frey is also a good choice there onto the Vindicator. It does have that extreme healing potential that is so powerful. We've seen it do so well in these 3v3s and in the 2v2s. Oh, but Zan is going to fall there. Are they going to get that res? They absolutely are. Scrapper. Of course, Zan is kind of a big engineer specialist, and Scrapper is a squishy build in these fights, right? Definitely a good focal target for the French Worms to go for. But now we're getting into like the real infinite brawl team fight. Misha, a little bit pressure backing off, but Kill could be the one in trouble here, actually, on the other side. Has got completely nothing left, has a feedback and a blink, but very, very low indeed. Draza, the Willbender, under some extreme pressure at the same time. The team fight is just raging on here. You know, imagine we actually have like a full-on 10-minute team fight where nothing actually happens, no kills. I can imagine that. Those Vindicators really putting in the work, keeping their team alive, in addition to, of course, the Chronomancers there as well. But, oh, French Worm started to get a little bit low here. Goku in trouble. Gets his heal skill off, though. And 55, we've got a bit more work to do. And, in fact, it's going to be Draza who goes into the downstate there. Red team going to go for that revival. Are they going to get it? No, I don't think so. Frey actually is going to die for that as well. And after about 2 minutes of constant fighting, the first team fight is once again going to go to the French Worms, eliminating Draza, Frey, Misha, and Zan. And oh yeah, brutal bleeds here. This is really powerful on this game mode, guys. Look how they've killed them off the point. They're just going to leave the Chronomancer to make sure they don't get revived, and that means that they can just force this 3v5 for a really long protected period of time, especially now that Abindo is fallen as well. Look how much progress blue team is actually going to be getting off this. They're going to get so much value, as Abindo is going to be bleeding out, then he won't be respawning for a while there as well. This leaves a very desperate scenario for the red team to deal with. They are going to be forced to defend with a limited player count until all of their players are able to get back into this. It's going to be another 15 seconds after Abindo dies here before they can actually get started here. Okay. And now blue team, honestly feeling pretty good about this, wanting to try and get the job done here and maybe stop this match and end it in their favor. Misha supporting the team, and oh, there is a kill on the Necromancer. A Spree gets obliterated, but the War Banner from Goku. Oh, but Goku does go down. Could we see a big recovery here? Goku in trouble. Then we're going to see some damage here onto Azaz there as well. The Vindicator about to fall over. Tries to heal 5,000 health. I think Red Team really going for it, though. We have a downset there from Misha. They need to rally this. They've got to win this rally war. In fact, it's going to be won by the blue team. You know, we actually saw the survivability there from a Spree, able to hold on, and they've actually managed to turn this fight as Frey is now going to fall. The extreme sustain of the blue team is a little bit too much, and even though 55 was starting to turn, they're not going to be able to now. Maybe they can get this rally, but I really don't think that's very likely. Misha going for the hole. Actually, hang on a minute. This rally is actually getting a little bit scary here. Frey is still in the down state. Can they actually finish the job there? The cleave is not going to be good enough as Frey is eliminated. Abindo also falling. Draza nearly in the down state here as well, and this is a very desperate scenario for rank 55 Dragons at this point. Oh, a massive burst connects onto 55 there, I believe, from Zan. The grenades absolutely unleashing on the opponents, but it's not going to be quite enough. And I think the French, they scrabble their way into holding on to this objective. They hold on to the payload. They're pushing Draza off the node now. Frey trying to bunker it down, but it's not going to be quite enough.
Maximum power.
And I think we're actually going up to a 2-0 in favor of the French Worms very, very soon. I don't really see much of a way for 55 to actually reclaim this objective, reclaim this position at this stage. Abindo sacrificing himself, and I think, yeah, 55 going for a bit of a regroup. They're going to go for a bit of a hold, go for a desperation move to try and recover this match. They've got to hold 5 seconds before Abindo gets it, but they can't do it. And the red team has been defeated. Worms 2-0. How does this mode work? So basically, you get 500 points if you manage to push the objective to your base, well, to the to the enemy base, and you basically, if nobody's succeeded in doing that by the end of the game, whoever's pushed it furthest wins. That is how it works. I think one really nice thing would actually be changing the score to the furthest push. Like, you know, there's like basically a score from, let's say, 0 to 100 maybe, like as in a percentage of how far you've pushed it. Or, you know, and, you know, or maybe even like 0 to 500, like that's what the score represents, is like how far you've actually pushed overall, so that you can kind of like understand like where, you know, where the game is actually at. But yeah, the UI guys, look, you gotta bear in mind, this is like full scuff, right? This is like full scuff, right? This is not even the map that this will eventually end up being. This is like a full test, literal gray box game mode here. So, you know, in a year's time, maybe even multiple years' time, this is going to look very different. Show the cloud. Like, let's see if we can go in. Does it even render, actually, before the game starts? I don't think it does. But yes, there is indeed the cloud. But it's not here right now. It is not here. Looks like we might have a couple of relogs happening. Misha has broken out of the map and is now at the edge, as we can see here. Always about 5v5. There are a couple of side nodes. There are buffs that give you damage, and there's also a buff in the middle that prevents the enemy team from contesting the node for a couple of seconds. Zan breaking out the Hollow-Smith here, away from the Scrapper. So going over towards that Hollow with the short bow is, of course, a very interesting weapon because it does have a little bit of support, so it can deliver some serious value. Go when ready over here. Of course, still does have that powerful damage, but probably a bit more tankiness, a bit more survivability. Spectrum Shield and the Photon Wall in the mix there as well with the toolkit for additional blocks and big AoE damage and AoE CC coming through from the Hollow. Makes some sense there. Draza with the Spellbreaker as well. It is a Heretic setup, so it's kind of mirroring what Goku's up to. By breaking out this build. So a bit of support, but also a little bit of damage. Oh, well, quite a lot of damage, in fact, on this build with the Spear and the Staff. And Misha, still going with the support. Chrono, having the Stability Mantra. Frey with the Vindicator. I think the Frenchies sticking to their guns. I really like the break enchantments tech here, actually. Like, having that boon removal is so powerful. I mean, it's almost like World versus World, right? It's a bit of a GVG almost. You want to have that boon removal to be able to break through the opponent's defenses. So having that Spellbreaker is super nice for that boon pressure in addition to the Necromancer. And here we go. The team fight is getting going. I mean, like, what is going on here? To be honest, I don't entirely know. But let's see what rank 55 they're going for. Looks like they want to maybe try and get rid of the Warrior, actually, for the time being. They recognize recognize that Strength Spellbreaker is blasting. They go for a big focus on it. Warrior getting a little bit low, but the support from all of the supports on the blue team doing very well. But 55, they are relentless. They really want to go for that kill. Draza's got to be a little bit careful. There's the downstate. Goku maybe going to go for a banner. He does land it. They were kind of reviving as well, so that is a powerful cooldown that somebody expended. But Goku actually is, Draza and Abindo get caught with a brutal CC chain and are eliminated immediately. Zan kind of backing off here. I like this disengage. Oh, Frey really wants to get out of here. But again, the same thing happened. Look at this. We have 2 deaths off the node. And look at the push that we're going to get out of this. Wow, this is actually almost GG, I feel like. Wait, this is almost game over. It's a full wipe and 3 bleeds from Worms. And wait. Look at this. Oh, no. Because 55 can't engage. And Worms have now fully pushed. They fully pushed. And it's still 10... Wait, I don't think they can fight without the chrono. They kind of have to, obviously. But... yeah, I mean, this is kind of it. The bleed is so punishing. Draza's down. 55 have to go for a desperate engage. And try and hold on. But Worms, with the God Comp, the ultimate support team fight setup, they are going to push their way through. And I think end this game very, very quickly. Draza's already dead. He's back in a couple of seconds. Okay, 55. They've now got this desperation move. If they can win this team fight, there is some potential. A massive pull from Draza. Can they recover this? They're going to have to push all the way to the other side of the map to match this, by the way, even if they win this team fight. So it's certainly not a done deal, even if they win. Still an uphill battle. Zan backing out there a little bit. A lot of cooldowns expended by the Horseman. Needs to get back in there to help out the team. But the HP bars, the sustain from the Worms. This is what they're best at, guys. The Worms, they love coming up with stuff like this. They have the strategy. They've got the comp. And here, they do appear to have the ultimate answer to the push game mode. Abindo, unbelievably low, tries to hold on. The pressure is massive onto the Necro. Gets healed up very, very nicely, though. Backing off a little bit. Tries to keep the pressure going. Keep the damage up as best as he possibly can. But right now, it is not quite enough. Red team blasting. Abindo still under some heat, but these HP bars from the Worms, they're just not moving. They've got this robust support comp. DPS Warrior starting to get a little bit low, but it's actually a Defiant stance up in a couple of seconds, and the Warrior's able to wriggle away. Trouser maybe going to look for it, but no, the support from the Vindicator is really, really good, actually. I don't think this Warrior is going to be dying. They've got to be a little bit careful of the debuff, right? If you stand on the node while it's contested, guys, you do get a debuff that makes you take less healing and take more damage, I believe. But I don't think the French even care about that. They're just continuing to fight. Ooh. Warrior just get blown up. 7 stacks of that debuff now. They've got to be careful here, guys. This is getting a little bit dangerous for the blue team. A lot of these stacks are now starting to pop up. And this could be giving a bit of an opportunity there to rank 55. Oh, no. They got mid-buff. They win. Yeah. They got mid-buff, guys. 55 can't contest. And the game ends. Wow. That was aggressive. Very aggressive, slightly risky move there by the Worms. But they're able to actually get over to that midpoint, capture it, and guarantee that there was 0 push.
The artifacts have reached
and well,
maximum power.
There you go. I mean, look, guys, like the French, they just destroy it. They make it happen. I mean, that's a 3-0. French Worms are going to be the overall victors. They will be receiving the juice. And I guess I'm going to send it. I'll send it to Goku. We'll do it now, guys. We'll do it on stream. Okay, here we go. But I mean, that's the end of the game. That's it. Yeah. Wow. Well, I mean, a lot of teamfight action. It was short and sweet. Best of 1. It was a best of 5. It was 3-0 French Worms. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. All right, well, Goku is... I'll send it over to him. Like, surely he won't steal it and do all that. Here we go. It's some of the Mystic coins over here. There we are. Boom. Boom. Lovely. Goku. Rich gamer now. Covered in Ectos. Covered in Mystic coins. Love to see that. And yeah, that was a very, very fast show match. I was expecting that to be a little bit longer, actually, but... that is not really how that turned out. It was explosive. It was fast. It was intense. And, well, A glorious victory there for the French Worms. I think, you know, I do think that their expertise with the Vindicator and their kind of experience playing with that build really helped them here. It does appear to be a very powerful build in these types of situations, like the more team fighter and stuff like the 2v2s and the 3v3s. That is where that build really, really thrives. Well, you know, it is a bit of a French special, really. They know exactly how that build works. And breaking out the warrior as well, like understanding like the DPS warrior, very powerful there, like utilizing the hammer and the greatsword in those team fights. Big CC, big AoE damage, the boon removal there as well from break enchantments. Very cool stuff, I think. So yeah, that's how it is. How much gold is that per hour? I mean, that's pretty gold per hour. That's like 2k gold per hour right there. But yeah, I mean, French just instantly win, right? I mean, that's how it is.